Hello students, have a good day to all. Today I am going to teach you the first chapter of SS, Rise of British Rule in India. Since ancient period, India was one of the leading countries in the world in terms of its culture, religion and economic conditions. There was a time when India was called Sone ki Chidiya because India was the richest country in the world, and due to the prosperity of India, people from different nations came here. They were influenced by our culture and prosperity. Since ancient times, there was a great demand for Indian spices, black pepper, silk clothes, muslin clothes, indigo, etc. in the European countries. These countries had undertaken trade with India through a land route and sea routes, and at the center of these routes there was a place named Constantinople. It was in Turkey. So the Europeans had to cross this Constantinople in order to reach India. But in the year 1453, this Constantinople was captured by Turkish Muslims and they closed this land route for the Europeans. They did not allow the Europeans to enter this Constantinople. So you have to remember, during this time, there was a great demand for Indian spices and clothes in the European markets, and they could not do anything without Indian commodities. So the Europeans were compelled to discover a new sea route to reach India. Thus, a period of geographical discoveries began in India. Now, many rulers of European countries encouraged the sailors to undertake an expedition to discover the sea route to reach India. They provided all economic support and encouraged them. Thus, with the inspiration and encouragement of King Prince Henry of Portuguese, many people came forward to discover the new sea route to reach India. Accordingly, Bartholomew Dias, who started his journey from Lisbon port in Portugal, however, he could not reach Indian Ocean and he had to go back after reaching the southern tip of Africa. But he was hopeful to find a sea route to reach India. So he named the southern tip of Africa as the Cape of Good Hope. Later, another sailor from Spain, Christopher Columbus, began his journey. But unfortunately, Columbus also had to stop at an island which is today known as West Indies, and it is located in the Atlantic Ocean. The natives of this place is called Red Indians. So Columbus believed that he reached India, so he went back. Until his death, he believed that he discovered the new sea route to India. Later, another sailor, Amerigo Vespucci, came to this place and he made the clarification that Columbus had discovered a new land, not India. And thus, this place which was discovered by Columbus came to be known as America, as it was clarified by Amerigo Vespucci. Then, in the year 1497, another sailor from Portugal started his journey from Lisbon port in Portugal. He followed the path of Bartholomew Dias and encircled the Cape of Good Hope, and from there he crossed the Indian Ocean and reached the western coast of India. He reached the Calicut port in the year 1498. He was welcomed by the ruler of Calicut, King Zamorin, and allowed him to carry out business there. This was a turning point in the history of the world as it opened the doors for other Europeans to come to India. Thus, the Portuguese were the first Europeans who came to India. Now let's see how the Britishers came to India. Since 1498, the Portuguese were the only European power in India who took control of many territories like Div, Daman, Goa, Cochin, Malacca, etc. within a span of 100 years. Inspired by the Portuguese success in trade, the Dutch people from Holland and the Danish from Denmark also came to India for trade. In the year 1600 AD, the British East India Company was established in England, and Queen Elizabeth of England gave permission to this company to carry out trade with eastern countries. Thus, the first ship from England came to India under the leadership of Captain William Hawkins. They arrived in Surat, but due to the dominance of Portuguese people and by not getting permission from the rulers, they had to go back to England. Later, in the year 1613 AD, another ship under the captaincy of Sir Thomas Roe came to Surat. They got permission from the Mughal ruler Jahangir, and thus the Britishers established their first trade center at Kothi in Surat in the year 1613 AD. Initially, their trade centers were established in Surat, Bharuch, Ahmedabad, etc. During this time, Western India had a strong dominance of the Maratha rulers, and the company had constant conflicts with these Marathas. So the Britishers gradually moved to southern and eastern parts of India, and they established their trade centers in these regions also. They made their trade centers at Machilipatnam in Andhra Pradesh, St. George in Chennai, and Fort William in Kolkata. And Mumbai was their headquarters in 1687 AD. Now let's see when the French people came to India. With the passing of time in 1668 AD, the French people also came to India for trade. They established their trade centers at Mahi, Karaikal, Pondicherry, Chandranagar, Machilipatnam, etc. After their arrival, many conflicts took place here between the British and the French East India Company for establishing their dominance over the world. Between 1746 and 1763, three Mysore wars took place here between British East India Company and the French East India Company, and ultimately the French people lost the battle, and thus the expansion of British East India Company was made easier in India. At the end of this battle for power, the Portuguese were left with Diu, Daman and Goa, and the French had their trade centers at Chandranagar, Mahi, Karaikal and Pondicherry. But the poor Dutch and the Danes could not withstand the power of the Britishers, so they had to leave India forever. Hope that you all have understood up till here. Let me wind up this session here today. The chapter will be continued in the next session. Until we meet again, take care. Bye.